Hello, Sherry from The Watering Mouth here again for a Facebook Live. I'm doing an interesting topic today, which I haven't done before, which is an interview with a friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine named Colleen.
Hi.
Hello, Colleen.
Hi.
Everyone say hi, Colleen.
Hi.
So I'm going to be interviewing Colleen today because the point of this particular one is, can anyone be a nutritarian? And I also want to just get the perspective of someone else who's a nutritarian, a very dear friend of mine, so we can probe her and find out more information about what she thinks about nutritarianism, so you don't have to just hear me blab all the time. Okay, so first of all, as always, I am the founder of thewateringmouth.com, which is my website. It's a healthy recipes website all about nutritarianism. And nutritarianism is basically a healthy way of eating put forth by Dr. Joel Fuhrman from his book Eat to Live, which is all about longevity and getting tons and tons of nutrients to heal disease and be at our best weight and feel the best and have all the really great benefits of eating healthfully. So I want to ask Colleen a few questions today about her experience. So we're going to turn it over to her, and I will ask the questions as the interviewer. So here we have a cat over there, and we have Colleen over here.
How's it going?
All right, so Colleen and I actually forgot real quick. The experience that we had, what happened was I had been a nutritarian for about 3 years, and Colleen ended up coming over to my house to stay for a week once, or a couple days. She was on a road trip, stayed for a little while, and we got to talking one morning for like hours. Mm-hmm. I mean, she woke up, and I woke up, and then I just started talking a lot about what was happening with me because I was feeling very successful with the whole lifestyle and things were going really well. So we started talking about it, and I was just telling her everything that was my experience, and her ears were perking up, and I could tell she was really interested. So after that, I had made a salad for her. I made my weight loss salad, and you can find that recipe on my site and also on YouTube. I'll put a link to it down below. Also, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask during the interview as well, and I'll either answer them during the interview or I'll answer them after by comments. So make a comment below if you have any questions. So I made the salad for her, and did I make the smoothie for you too then, or was it just the salad?
It was the salad, and you had veggie burgers.
Veggie burgers, yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, so the veggie burgers as well. We've talked about the veggie burgers before. I'll put the links for both of those down below. So we had made the veggie burgers and the salad, and it was this moment where it was like, oh, this is actually really good, right? Like, they're actually very yummy recipes, and people are always surprised. I was surprised in the beginning when I first tried a recipe. So I'm going to ask Colleen a few questions now. After we had that conversation, what was your...
Yeah. Can I go to during that conversation?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
So it sounds like this great thing that's just like, oh, here's a veggie burger, and like, oh, I'm going to like change my life. And yes, that was the ending. Sherry's totally correct. But when it was actually happening, I just remember being on the verge of tears the whole time and just being like hot and sweaty because I was coming from this place. I had this terrible foot injury, and I had gained a lot of weight because I couldn't exercise, but I don't even want to blame it on that because I had just gained weight and like I didn't really know how to eat at all. Like I had grown up with a standard American diet of like meat and potatoes, and my father's from Ireland, so we really just like, it's like every single day, what type of meat, how are you cooking your potatoes, and then overcooked vegetables as like just an afterthought. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I grew up with, and that's what was comforting to me. So I had a lot of that while I was injured, and so when I saw Sherry, I was like just coming back from that, and I was like, okay, like I'm in this receptive place, but like my body feels like jelly, and like I just like I don't know how to get out of this. Yeah. And so you made the veggie burger, which is like still my favorite. Yeah. And I just remember thinking like, this is beautiful, but like I don't know if I could ever make this my like full meal. I was kind of like, well, where's the rest of it? And like the salad too, like the salad I got more. The salad was like my like entry point for sure. I was like, okay, like I get like the very small, hearty, like the small bites, like I'm really understanding that. Like I always kind of liked salad, so that wasn't like a hard thing for me. I always hated feeling hungry after salad. Yeah. But this was just like, like I trust that you like will make this salad and I'll be really full. Yeah. And I remember you were like, just eat like 5 cups. Yeah. And it took me like an hour. We were watching Jaws. The Jaws marathon. It was July 4th. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like,
more salad.
And then on this road trip, and I
Yeah.
kept seeing the cows across the United States, and I was like, that's gonna be my life. Just like eating grass all day and like not actually like being a person. I'm just gonna be a cow.
Yeah.
And that's not the way it is at all once you get it.
Yeah, she's so right. So you have to check out this recipe. I'll put it in the link below. It's so true, though. I even say it in the video. This salad takes, if you have the 5 cups like I tell you to have, which is a massive amount of food, if you have that much food, it's going to take you forever to eat. So people are surprised in the beginning because they're actually going to have much bigger portions than they had eating regular food. So tell me, so once you started to, I know you went on a road trip after that and it was a little difficult at that point, but after your road trip, what was it like for you to start out learning some of these concepts? What was it like in the beginning?
So, cooking without oil, like sauteing with water, was so easy, and like I loved it immediately. I was like, wow, I can actually taste my carrots and stuff.
Awesome.
That was amazing. Figuring out, and like the smoothies, I was like, yes, like I get this.
Yes.
I love it. And then I used to eat oatmeal for breakfast every morning, and like I would still get hungry. So then I switched the smoothie to the morning, and now I'm just like, wow, like I'm a normal human who gets hungry at normal times. Like,
Awesome.
that's what that's like. I never knew that because I would always snack and stuff, and like the 3 meals a day, I thought would be harder, and it is in a way, but it's like a mental thing. It's not like your body.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Totally.
And so that was hard, and just like a lot of like, as you know, we're humans, like we have like spiritual, emotional, like we're like many parts. We have like the daily crap and bills and stuff, and like on that road trip I could reflect, and like I bought the book right away, so I had time to just read without the expectation of starting right away.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was key, to just like read through the book and be like, all right, like this makes sense. Like I have a scientific background, so I remember you were like, oh, like prove it wrong, and I was like, yeah, no, like he's great, and like I love this. It makes a lot of sense. And like especially he has like the arguments that normal people make, like like, oh, like where do you get your protein? And it's like, yes,
like, it's all answered there. So the initial sort of what you did was you were going on the road trip, you bought the book, you read the book, and then you kind of just like chilled for a while, did your road trip, and then when you got home, that's when you started to do more. And I have to say, that's a similar experience to me too. When I started, I read the book, waited like 4 months until a friend of mine, I mean, I knew I really wanted to do it, but I waited 4 months until a friend of mine actually made the chocolate smoothie first, and I was like, oh, I'm sold. And if you're interested in the chocolate smoothie, sign up for my email newsletter on my site. It's thewateringmouth.com/email-newsletter, and you can get the chocolate recipe in there. That was the first recipe I tried where I was like, oh yeah, like this can taste really good. And there was like handfuls and handfuls and handfuls of spinach. I couldn't believe that I couldn't taste it in a smoothie. So that was really cool. So you started doing that.
And then when I came home, I had a little bit of time to just like be at home without I had like another week or 2 off. So at that point, I really just like spent time getting to know my kitchen and like getting to know my produce market, and that was really valuable.
Yeah.
And I cooked some of the soup recipes. I know, like, and I tried to freeze some too because I don't have time to cook that much.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
most of us don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So just like a vat of soup, and especially like the golden Austrian cauliflower soup recipe. That's like, oh my God, you can double that and like feed yourself till Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. It's so true. And it's so good too. Surprisingly, it's so good. So easy to make, but it makes so much and it's so good.
Yeah.
So what so far would you say has been like your biggest struggle since you started?
So it took me like 4 extra months to just get on the scale. I didn't know how much I weighed, and I was really, really scared of that number, and framing it as saying like, it's just like checking your bank account. Like sometimes it's scary, but it's better to know like if the creditors are after you. It's the same thing. I was just like, I need to like know how my body is because this matters. Like it's not just like, oh, like, but I have muscle, or like, you know, my skin is like zit free or whatever. It's like so much more. So once I just framed it, I was like, okay, just like cry on your bed for like a day and a half. After you see the number.
Just peel off the Band-Aid, rip it off.
Yeah, exactly. And just like give yourself that time. Just take, you know, arrange it with your boss.
This is what I've done to myself. I need to mourn for a while.
Exactly. And it is like there's a lot of emotional like components to it.
Yes.
Like there's like the scale and just like, oh, like I used to when I was 21, like I fit into these like cool jeans.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like you're mourning the loss of like your youth and
It's
stuff
true.
too.
Yeah.
And you don't even realize that like it's all tied to this like one number that
Yes.
it all means something. And
Yeah.
if we sort of like tease it out and say like, okay, like I have more choice in this than I think I do.
Right.
And I was telling you earlier that like it was concurrent with like a really terrible time in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just talking about this, that I said to myself, okay, like where are my choices in my life? Like I have like zero, I felt like I had like zero power at that moment. But I felt like the diet was the one thing that I could like stick to.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I want to comment when you and I were talking about it, you brought up this part from this passage from the book, which is from this woman who had just started doing the nutritarian lifestyle, and she went all in. And I want to read this little passage here because her name is Emily. She lost 100 pounds. This is in chapter 8 of the book on page 209. So if you have Eat to Live, this is the book. This is my jacked up copy. It's actually signed too. I don't know if you guys, hold on, let me see if I can get this for you guys. Because I saw Furman recently at a talk, and check this out, he actually signed my book, and look, it's all stained and everything. Like, I've read this book 4,000 times. But this section about Emily, she says that she lost 100 pounds, and her blood pressure and cholesterol reflected healthy numbers. This is what we're talking about. These types of results are available for everybody. It's available for you. It's available for your mom, for your grandma, for your dad, for your brother, for your son, anybody who's going through these issues. Everybody can have these types of results if you follow the plan, read the book, get educated. So what she said was she started to get her health back with this cholesterol and the blood pressure and all this kind of stuff. Within a month, she dropped 20 pounds. Her cholesterol dropped from 214 to 145. And then she says these really hit me. And I was telling Colleen, this is the same for me, like this, because when we started talking about this, we both remembered the same exact passage, which was, she said, the first couple weeks, I didn't feel like eating romaine lettuce, collard greens, or Brussels sprouts, but I followed the plan. I was heavily addicted to salt, creamy cottage cheese, ranch dressing, cheddar cheese, and crunchy peanut butter. I followed the plan. I craved Diet Cola, Diet Pudding, and my usual bedtime snack of a large bowl of cereal and milk. I followed the plan. My son became seriously ill, and life suddenly became an out-of-control roller coaster. I followed the plan. He had to be transferred to a hospital in another state, and I had to find my way around a new city. I followed the plan. The hospital cafeteria food looked comforting and inviting, and the candy in the gift shop called out my name, but I followed the plan. And she continues to be a nutritarian. She lost all the weight she needed to. She's in great health now because of it. Those are the results of the way that you can feel if you eat this way. And what was so interesting was that we both, that for me was the most powerful passage, because we all have these times in our lives where it's really hard and you know, crap just hits the fan and you just want to run to that food and like be comforted. Yeah. But you follow the plan. You keep going. And so that was a really poignant thing for both of us. So I want to ask you, what is your favorite recipe? Now, you talked about the cauliflower cream soup. Are those your two go-tos? What is there another one? You have a dressing you like, right?
I love those, but I like the Dijon date dressing.
Oh,
is just,
yeah.
And then one time I had extra roasted garlic because I thought it would make the Caesar dressing.
Yep.
And that was just like like there's heaven on earth,
yes.
and it is that dressing.
Yes.
And it's not even like, oh, but like, you know, real ranch is better. No. This is the best dressing on the planet.
I totally agree with that. And I think people's, when they start trying these recipes, they think they're all going to taste like iceberg lettuce with like water dusted on top of it. And it's not like that at all. They actually have really good flavor and tons of nutrients in them. So that's really important. Let me check for my next question here. So physical effects have you noticed over the time that you've been doing this?
So back to, this ties in, but back to your question of like what was hard. Another thing was like I didn't lose 25 pounds in like 3 weeks, like he says.
Right.
I was starting more slowly. Like I wasn't like hardcore, and I just, the scale didn't move that quickly.
Yeah.
So that was another like crying on the bed for a day moment.
Yeah.
And once I realized though that like, oh, I was also building muscle from my injury and just like, you know, dealing, like everyone has their own path. That was tough. But, like, the actual physical effects, like, I still saw them, whether or not I saw a change on the scale. Like, every single week, even if I don't see a change in the scale, like, everything, it feels like, even, like, my face is, like, thinner
out,
and my teeth are whiter. And it's not just from, like, giving up the caffeine from it. It's just, they're healthier.
And, you know, I actually think some of it has to do with chewing all the salads, too, because it really helps, it helps your dental stuff as well. I totally think that that's true. And I can see it crazy in your body. You look so much different than you used to. You look so healthy compared to where you were, and the journey that you've come has just been really incredible to watch. So,
thanks.
But how much weight have you lost? Because you've lost quite a bit.
So when I finally started weighing myself,
which could have been like 50 pounds down. You never know. I'm
actually 30 pounds down.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so I have like another 30 plus to go. I'm like halfway there.
Yeah.
I still like, I get comments of just like, wow, you look amazing. Like you look like a totally different person.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's the part that I still like have yet to see of like what my body will like look like.
Yeah.
'Cause I've never been healthy at like a lower weight.
Right.
So to be like, oh, you know, like I have this, it still feels like sort of intangible, but the fact that I've seen these results and, you know, I have faith and I follow the plan is like...
That's interesting because I do a daily vlog on YouTube, and I was talking about this on one of those days because every single day I vlog about every single thing I ate and what I thought about those things and what I struggled with, and if you see me go off plan, I also put that on video too. There's some pretty embarrassing videos in there at this point. But talking about this idea that we all deserve to be at a low weight, a low, healthy weight. I'm not talking like, you know, malnourished anorexia. I'm talking about a low weight that will support our longevity and will support our immune system and all these processes that we have inside of our body that work better when we weigh less. In a healthy weight range, right? Like, I'm not encouraging anything negative. I'm saying that in order for us to be healthy and for our bodies to function the best, most optimal way, it's about being at a low weight. Many studies show that longevity is best at the lowest weight you can be and still be healthy. So that's what we're talking about here. And what I was mentioning in my video is that one of these vlogs that I do on YouTube was that we all deserve to be there, and the really strange concept is that a lot of us don't feel like we'll ever get there, or we don't deserve it. Like, we will never get there. We're not that kind of a person. We don't have that body type. We have big bones, or we have too much muscle, or whatever it is. And those things that may be correct genetically, you may have, you know, be genetically predisposed to be more overweight than the guy next to you. You can still lose the weight, though. Just because it's a little bit harder for you. I have a terrible metabolism, super, super slow. It's harder for me to lose weight than it is for some other people that I know, but it doesn't mean that I can't lose weight. It just means that it's going to take a little bit of extra kind of push for me to start getting there. But this lifestyle, when you eat all the fruits and vegetables and you eat the beans and you eat the correct foods with lots of fiber and lots of nutrients, that's when the weight starts to fall off. But you got to eat the right things. You know, crowd out the bad things. So that's the kind of concept here. But everyone can get there. You just have to find out what's right for you. Yep, go ahead.
And like, we all deserve to be at this low weight. I think it's a really empowering thing, and especially in this society where things are really impersonal and like, you know, we're interacting. Like, I'm touching you right now, but like
she touched me.
I touched it. But like, we always interact on the internet, and there's this sort of like disconnect of like, oh well, that's not me, or I can't do that, or whatever. But like, this is the most personal thing you can do. It's just like you and your fork and, you know, your refrigerator, and it's like it's been a really empowering journey to just be like, yes, like I can do this, and it's like it's pervasive in the rest of my life. Like, okay, I can change like the way I look, and I can change the way I feel, and I don't feel gross and, you know, like tired all the time. And when I have lunch, like I'm full till dinner, and I don't really have to think about it, and I'm not the cow grazing in the pasture. And that has changed the way I see the rest of my life too. Like, it's not how you need to like put all these things together and then you can lose weight. It's like, oh, you can lose weight and then everything else kind of comes to you.
Yes.
And you're just like, whoa, okay, like I worked through this, like I can work through something else. Yes. That's hard. It's really, really it's hard because it's new.
Right.
It's not hard because of the taste, because the taste is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard because you have to spend time at a supermarket. And
It's the learning curve.
Yeah, it's learning, and that's hard, especially as we get older.
Yeah.
We have so much stuff going on. The society moves so quickly, and it's like, oh my goodness, in like a day-to-day life, like think of all the decisions you have to make, and like all the times you look at your phone, like what is that? Probably like 1,000 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It always takes like a little bit of your attention and energy. Mm-hmm. So to just like, for me, like to just put myself in my kitchen and just be like, this is what I'm doing for this week. I had the luxury to do that. Not everybody does.
Right.
So, you know, it's
but it's about shifting the priority. It's about shifting what is the most important thing to you, for sure.
Yeah. And that changed the way I exercise. I can feel like I exercise a lot now. And like, it's part of it. At first it was just the soup and the smoothie, and then it built out. And then my husband too, like at first he was like, oh, it seems like you're going to be like not eating enough or whatever.
Yes.
Like he had his own hang-ups about it.
Yeah, and he also didn't want to give up some of the things that he liked to cook as well. And he felt like he was going to miss out on some things with you.
But you know what happened is
what?
He ended up starting with oatmeal in the mornings.
Okay.
And then he does smoothies in the afternoons. And if dinner is too salty, sometimes I'll make him like his normal food.
Yeah.
But if I make it with his spices that I used like a year ago, he'd be like, "That's too salty." Like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, really
you're converting him too.
Yeah, and he notices a difference in his energy, and like the poor guy. I mean, when he drinks his smoothie at work, the people are like, "What is that?" And you know, you have to deal with some small-mindedness, and you have to really deal with some people who are just like, well, you're changing, and I don't like that, and like your change is making me discomforted.
Yeah,
and you have to have this like sort of like self-awareness to just be like, nope, even if you like don't like my weight loss, I still have to do this for me. Exactly. Here's a copy of Eat to Live.
Go
read it. In 3 months, we're going to be exchanging recipes.
Exactly. Yeah. It's sort of it is sort of like a web like that. It kind of starts spreading out. The more you do it, the more you're successful with it, or at least trying, the more people see that and they want to.
And sometimes the more discomfort somebody has, it means that there's emotion tied to it, so they might actually be like receptive.
Yeah.
Once you get over that. Too.
So, do you recommend nutritarianism for everyone? Do you think that kind of everybody can do it, or you at least get some benefits out of it?
So, it's funny because the label of nutritarian is like the part that I'm just like, yeah, like I love the diet and everything about it, but like the name, it's the same thing.
It's a weird name, that's for sure.
But like I'm worried about those people who are just like, what is that too? You know, but like yes, like I'm publicly saying like, yes, I am a nutritarian and like I don't follow it 100%.
Sure.
Like I'm striving toward that and I would love to be there, but like I was stressed out the other day and I had vegan ice cream and that was okay with me because I didn't judge myself.
Yeah, watch my YouTube videos. You'll see a few stressed out moments from me too.
But everyone can do it. Yeah. Every single person can do it. You have the means, like, even if, you know, there are all these hiccups, like Sherry addresses it, or like Furman addresses it, somebody will address, like, whatever it is, the struggle, like, someone is addressing it right now. Like, there's a huge support system.
Yeah, they're really, I'm going to be talking about this a lot more as we go, the struggles that occur when you start it, because trust me, I've been through almost all of them, having no money, having no time, having no support system. All of these struggles, we all have them. And what's really interesting, I've noticed actually, is doing these daily vlogs, there's a lot of really awesome nutritarians that follow my vlogs on YouTube, and they make the same comments. So I'll always ask a question during the video like, do you struggle with this as well? And everyone says, yes, I struggle with it too. We all have the same struggles, and it's just about not about finding excuses, but finding solutions. So my last question is, I'll touch on this a little bit. What's your advice for anyone wanting to get started then? How would somebody start if they don't have Sherry waking up in the next bedroom and then talking to you for 2 hours? How does someone get started?
So honor where you are right now and just say, you know what, I watched this video and that's what I did today for myself.
Yes.
And like, you know, maybe tomorrow or something you'll buy the book and just like every little thing, celebrate it. It is like, if you don't do that, like it's going to be hard for you.
Yeah.
Because it's like every little thing, like I read a page, like I'm celebrating. And
not with chocolate cake.
Exactly. And the other thing too is like, Sherry, when you told me to start, you were like, just educate yourself. Like, it is like the biggest thing you can do. Like, there's some really good documentaries that I know you recommend, and like they help.
Yes.
Everything helps.
Yes.
Reading the book, like rereading, going on Furman's website, and you know, I haven't signed up for it. Like, I haven't like paid anything, and like I'm not getting paid for this interview or anything. It's just like,
well, you're getting paid in nutritarian food. I mean, I'll cook for you.
Deal.
Yeah.
But, you know, just, like, every little bit helps of any little snippet of, like, a way to get support.
Yeah.
If it's, like, some random coworker that's like, yeah, like, go you. Like, hang out with them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
They're
smart.
your new friend.
So smart.
Yeah.
That's really incredible advice, and thank you so much, first of all. So I'm going to end the interview here. I want to say a couple notes after this, but Colleen, thank you so much for doing this interview.
Thank you.
Fantastic to hear from somebody else who is doing the same thing. So.
Thank you. I mean, this changed my life, so.
Oh.
I mean, not the interview.
What do you mean? I'm a changed woman. No, I got you. The lifestyle, I know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so, sorry, we met a long time ago when we went to NYU, and it's just been laughing ever since. So as Colleen was talking about, these kinds of resources that are available out on the internet. There's a lot of people that are blogging about this now. There's a lot of people that are creating recipes and things like that. Go to my website. I'm telling you, thewateringmouth.com. It's going to be full. I mean, it's already got tons and tons of resources, tons of recipes, tons of articles to help you with various little things. There will be more and more as we go. At the time that you're watching this video, like at the time of recording, I haven't created yet, but very soon I am creating, and by the time you watch this, it's possible it'll be up already, a Start Here page on my website that's going to talk about exactly what to do from the start. What do you read? What documentaries can you watch? Where can you get more information? And then on my site, where can you get more information as well, and how do you proceed? I will be creating a bunch of food plans and meal plans and things like that in the future, so look out for those. Those are going to be very important. And the easiest thing you can do to get updates on my site is to sign up for my email newsletter, wateringmouth.com/email-newsletter, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can actually watch the videos I do every single day of the stuff that I eat, the types of meals I put together, and then when I screw up and don't actually eat that stuff because I was craving or whatever. We're all human, right? So check out those things. And then a really easy way for you to actually sign up on my site, I want to show you this, is this is my YouTube page here, and there's a button right here that says sign up. So if you just click that, that's the easiest way for you to be able to sign up for my email newsletter. So do that, and also at the end of this video, click the live notifications button, which will give you notifications every time I do these live Facebook events. I'll be doing this at least once a week for a while, and maybe even more. So let me just see here. I think also you can follow me on Snapchat and Instagram. I do some live stuff there. If you have any topic ideas that you want to know about, feel free to comment below. Send me messages. I love responding to stuff and answering questions. So thank you so much for watching. Colleen, thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
Good luck. Thank you. Yeah. Good luck to you. I
Mm-hmm.
really appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for watching, and yeah, have a great day. Bye.
Bye.